Parents pay thousands to cheat the system. I exposed them all. It began when my son burst through the door in tears, clutching a suspension slip for having unauthorized testing material. Between sobs, he said his teacher told him he wasn't private school material, that some kids were simply born with better chances. He swore he'd gotten the test sheet from a boy named Knox, who'd snagged it from someone in the front office. I brushed it off as playground gossip until another mom whispered that her daughter had been quietly dropped from the honor roll and told not to make a fuss. At the next parent forum, I calmly asked a few questions about academic fairness, and Principal Lennox smiled as if I'd asked about the weather. I think it's best if parents stick to things they understand, he said. I returned the smile and let him think I'd let it go. Instead, I started digging. Over the following weeks, I kept hearing the same names: students whose grades were never questioned, who slipped out for vague counseling, and parents curiously aware of upcoming curriculum changes. Then a teacher anonymously sent me an encrypted folder packed with emails, spreadsheets, and recorded Zoom calls. What I read made my blood run cold. Principal Lennox was selling confidential student data to parents. Grades, learning disability notes, disciplinary records, even which teachers graded easiest. Parents were purchasing tailor-made academic pathways, access to advanced programs, pre-tests, rewritten evaluations, and granular performance analytics. One file was a price sheet: $500 for test profiles, $1,000 for a custom learning plan rewrite, $2,500 for a full application package. Worst of all, he blocked kids from advancing if their parents were poor or refused to pay. I didn't want to go nuclear, but there was no other choice. I scheduled a one-on-one with Lennox, posing as a potential donor. He stayed smug the entire time. "We like helping families position their children for success," he said. My phone was recording as I played naive, asking how to boost my son's prospects. "That depends on what you're willing to invest," he replied, leaning in to add, "We don't punish ambition here. We reward investment." I captured every word. At the next Board of Trustees meeting, I entered with a hard drive and a printed dossier. Smiling, I introduced myself. I audit systems for a living: financial, educational, legal, but I never expected to audit my own child's school. One trustee tried to shush me and move it to a private session. Lennox scoffed. "We don't need an angry parent derailing our agenda." I met his stare. Good, because I didn't bring opinions. I brought legally recorded evidence. I paused and asked, "Before I begin, what's the going rate these days for a child's future?" Because I saw $2,500 beside my son's name. Then I played the audio, showed the payment trails, and projected a slide. Reading aloud, "She's expendable. Her parents shop at Goodwill." Chairs creaked as everyone shifted. Lennox leapt up, muttering about enrichment opportunities until I cut him off. "You called a child expendable because her family couldn't buy you off." He turned pale and fell silent. He never spoke again. Within 48 hours, he was removed. A state investigation opened, and the school issued a public apology. I never wanted to be a whistleblower, but when your son asks why kids like him always get left behind, you realize silence is betrayal. My son's record was cleared, and more importantly, he told me, "Dad, you made them listen."